And so thanks for letting me rant and stuff there, because look, I am so passionate about this, because you got, first of all, congratulations for showing up, by the way. You guys aren't newbies in life, you all have experience and everything, and you know, I just commend everybody that's willing to expose their chest to daggers by doing something like this. The speaking industry is a business, it's not a calling, it's a business, right? Some of us may be a calling, but we like to give to our charities and go have filet mignon instead of McDonald's burgers, right? It's a business, so you have to approach this seriously. And in all due respect, and I get the fact that you were prepared for this before, but let me give you a little love. When you have a when you are tasked to show up at any NSA meeting or any time to take this platform, I don't care if it's training, a practice, a 5-minute thing, you show up honored and prepared, okay? We got to show up and say, you know, people are coming here, right? And you're a pro, I can tell, and I get it. You're just coming here.
I had an idea, I just didn't have it framed up.
Right. And so I'm with you, but when we got to be able to spend some focused time saying, okay, I need to invest. And so this is how the big boys and girls play in this business. And so when you're going to say, I'm putting my flag in the ground, I'm starting this business, I'm leaving my 30-year career job, and I'm going to be a speaker. I'm going to join the National Speakers Association. I'm going to invest. I'm going to invest in relationships. I'm going to show up. I'm going to make a disciplined effort. Okay? Just like you all did for this. Make sure you're putting in the time. Okay? And that's what's going to be, that's a big lesson for all of us here. And I never take for granted, ever, showing up in any engagement when I'm taking the platform and demonstrating this brand called me, without putting in the time to prepare. And so think about that on everything. And I see people in NSA that show up and they're, you know, as George Patton once said, you're always on parade. Everything we do, everything we say, how we show up, how we represent ourselves is important. Some people will connect, some people may not. You got to emulate that brand, okay? And that's called being a professional speaker in the National Speakers Association, where most speakers aren't. I love NSA because it's a place where we meet, where we expose our chest, the kimono, and all that stuff. And we got to get this tough love, because it's all about evolution, life, and growth, and the things that we want. So, I just want to open it up to some questions first. We have about 25 minutes or so.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anything that's on your mind right now, anything that I said in the last hour or whatever that you'd like to share?
What's IP?
IP is intellectual property. Intellectual property. What did you do before? What's your background? Chiropractor. Okay. So you're entering. So you have a different expertise, not necessarily in
Stress master.
What's that?
Stress master.
I love that. Stress mastering. So how long were you a chiropractor? And
Over 30 years.
Okay. Wonderful. You still have a practice, or you?
Yes.
Okay. Where is it at?
In North Druid Hills area.
Okay. Great. And so you're going into the stress mastery niche right now?
Yes.
And
So-
share your exciting news.
I just launched an online self-study course after doing 2 live pilots, so I just launched it, so now I need to market it.
Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Awesome.
What kind of stress mastering?
Stress mastering.
Okay.
Stress mastering course.
Okay, got it. Who here doesn't know what IP means? Didn't know what IP other than intellectual property? Okay, everybody know what IP is? And so the reason why I say that, you're obviously a very smart guy and obviously very good looking as well. Part of being a professional speaker, especially if you're going to market to a certain demographic, the business world, which I think most of us are you going for business people or anybody, husbands, wives, kids?
You know, I just still seeing how to define, like what you said about let the market define you or define you.
Right. So I think we all need to get mini MBAs in the business of entrepreneurship. You were perhaps in another business 20, 30 years, you get paid from the man, the woman, right? And now you're on your own, building this business, understanding the vernacular, the language, and all that stuff, and schooling yourself in it is going to be very important. And I mean this so objectively, subjectively, you probably could invest in some entrepreneurship books and stuff and start reading about how to build a business, how to scale a business. First thing that I did when I started my business is I was working on my speech and all that. I said, I gotta build a company. I gotta build this brand. And so I always start from the end in mind. What is the last thing that I need? What is the last track on the train on the destination of a business. It's when you deposit a check, right? And so, okay, so I need a bank account. Oh, okay, I gotta get a bank account. Open a bank account, right? It sounds fundamental, but it's
right.
Open a bank account, and then how do they get that check? Put a contract. How do I put a contract? And then blah, 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 blah. So you gotta work, in the finer power, we work from the target backwards. If we're taking out this thermometer or whatever, is that what it's from? No, it's not a thermometer.
Thermostat.
So, train my client. So we work our way backwards, right? So think about that. But the most important thing is the speech. That's the engine. Some people focus on the cool tires and the color of the car. We got to work on the engine. That is the ultimate impetus to everything. Or the online course, or the seminar, private seminar where people are paying $97 or $9,700 to show up for a day, an hour for a week to spend time with you. So we have to work on that. So think like a businessman or woman and really start schooling yourself on entrepreneurship, because the reason why most speakers fail is not because of their intellectual property, their skill set, even their ability to speak on stages. They don't understand the fundamentals of business. Sales and marketing, branding, creating a compelling value proposition on your website, having a good demo video, leveraging social media, knowing how to do a sales call. Somebody calls you up and says, well, what do you do? What am I going to hire you for? How are you going to answer that? What questions are you asking them about their meeting? What challenges do you have? Did you hire speakers in the past? Why would I want to know if they hired speakers in the past?
You want to know what types of content they've already had and whether it's in alignment with what you offer.
Or what price range they're used to dealing with.
Strike one, strike two, exactly. Yeah, because I know, like we were on the phone, I have a new assistant that's with me for the last month and a half, and she's so awesome. And so I'm teaching her, she's never really been in sales. We're on the call, I said, why did I ask for the speaker? It's because I want to know who they are. And she didn't know who they are. I said, of course you don't, you're just brand new to the industry. And I know all the speakers. $10,000 and above, I know almost everyone. I know a lot of them personally. They said Stacy Hankey. Oh, Stacy Hankey, she's a good friend. He said, lady on the phone. I'm like, yeah, right. I go, Stacy, she's my sushi buddy. When I go to Chicago, I see her, right? She's all about influence and stuff. She's really a good friend. They hired her the last 2 years. But I knew she was around 10 grand. I'm a 20K speaker. Like, they may not have my budget. It sounds like they better up their game, and or I better find more ways to give value so that will justify them hiring me for that speech. And also, I'm going to call up Stacy. Hey, Stacy, Exeter Financial. Oh, yeah, I did their keynote the last 2 years. Hey, they're thinking about hiring me. Put in a good word for me, perhaps, right? The friendships that we meet in NSA, the people that we can refer, the handshakes that we have, the time that we spend over lunch helping each other out. You get me on this, right? I'm kind of throwing a lot at you. That's what the beauty of this room is, and building it up. So, yes, ma'am.
Well, when you're talking about, people calling you, it feels a little bit like the cart and horse, which comes first.
Sure.
Especially as we're coming up, we've been at this a minute, right? And knowing that how long you've been at it and how long we've known each other, I know that at the time you were coming up, there wasn't as much Google searching and, all of the things that now are omnipresent. And the video is important. We get a chance to do that if we're in ProPath. But it's like, how do you get hired if you don't have a video? How do you get a video if you haven't been hired? All of those things are kind of so where to get that getting hold place, right, and be able to be visible and attractive in advance of these excellent calls.
Oh yeah, that's great, because we all want the phone to ring, but guess what? Guess what? We got to be mostly doing outbound, which is what I did the first 5 or 8 years. Calling, but I call with confidence. Why do I call with confidence, Brad? Why do you think I call with confidence?
Because if you don't have confidence, why would they trust you to be drawn to you?
And how did I develop the confidence, though?
I would say by doing it and doing it and doing it, and believing in yourself.
Right.
Getting better.
Okay. And why else was I confident when I called up somebody on the phone?
You had your speech, you knew how great it was, and you were ready to deliver it with passion.
Yes, ma'am. And both of those are important answers. See how it's important? In the Air Force, we call it lobster eye. You know the lobster eyes? One eye's over here, another eye's over here. This is marketing. This is social media. This is my content development. This is my sales skills, right? This is my office operating. So your eyes are going this and that way. But I call with confidence. I have a quote called how to turn a cold call into a bold call. Because I know my value proposition. I know the lane that I'm good at. I have a good solid speech. It's not, maybe not be great, but I know my content. I know the company, I researched them, I know who I'm on the phone with, I'm cold calling her, I'm on LinkedIn, I know where she was before, and who we used to work with. I'm calling, I have this confidence built up. And I also have the hard work that I put in to deliver my value proposition with confidence, and I have a procedure. What questions am I going to ask? You know, did I research who that last speaker was? Oh, hey, I noticed you had Stacy Hankey last year. She's a good friend of mine. I know she talks about influence. I know you just went through an acquisition in your organization. I assume there may be a little bit of fear going on as you bring on these new wingmen into your squadron. I'm a former decorated fighter pilot with an MBA with sales experience. I focus on how to build collaborative cultures of trust, in particular when companies go through a merger.
Wow.
I'd love to chat with you a little bit about my content. Ooh, right? Okay, so I knew that, I did my research, or if it's a sales focus or whatever, so knowing your audience and being confident because you did the hard work up front, right? And there's an alignment between your value proposition and the people that you're calling or hopefully going to be calling you. So doing the speech, right? Getting that first speech, right? So before you can be confident and even asking for a freebie at the local chamber of commerce, or a Rotary Club. Yeah, if you're new and you're not speaking at Rotary Clubs and some of these freebies, or even at your church, you know, one of my first speeches was at a church. I'm a Jewish guy from New York speaking with the big cross in the back. It made a difference to me, right? My wife's Christian. I believe in God big time. I don't care what religion you are, but it's I don't care where it was. I'm going to deliver my speech. I'm going to connect. I'm going to give value, I'm going to find out what I can do, and perhaps I'm going to say, oh my goodness, what did I do? I just messed it up. I said this and I shouldn't have said that, and this person was falling asleep, and I forgot this story, and thank God nobody had to write a check. And I could go home and lick my wounds and say, okay, and I'm getting back in the car.
But they probably pray for you when you mess up.
That's right.
You heard a lot of bless his heart, so you know what's going on.
So Waldo, what was the inflection point for you? What was the turning point to come to say, speaking is the direction?
Okay. So most people don't know this, but I overcame massive claustrophobia and a fear of heights as a fighter pilot. And I got out of active duty and joined the reserve and went to business school because I wanted to get in sales. I was passionate about selling and human relations and creativity more than I was flying jets. I felt I did that, so I'm a performance-driven guy. I love anything that's exciting, put me in a fearful, stressful position. I'm gonna break through myself and make it happen. It's probably a little dysfunction there that a therapist will probably help you with. So I love the sales and I love the rush of it. And then, for example, after going to seminars in 2000, they said, hey, you're a fighter pilot, you live in Atlanta, can you sell for us? So I sold for the seminar company, a bunch of team building pilots for 3 months. I sold for them independently. And I learned, wow, you can make money doing the speaking thing. And so we stopped working together after 3.5 months, and then I went full-time into my M&A consulting business, making 20 to 30K a month.
Wow.
Cold calling, high-level clients, UPS, Panasonic, all my clients. I was getting some big checks. And then a few years later, my twin brother's like, why don't you start speaking? Because people were asking me to speak at the Chamber of Commerce. High-tech bunch of Jewish guys. Wolf, you got to be a wing Jew as well, right?
Yeah.
I know my wing Jews. So I started doing these little seminars and like talk about your combat, talk about your claustrophobia. So I started sharing this. And then I started getting into it. I wouldn't have realized you could make a living at it if I wasn't initially selling for that company Afterburner. So it was a great gift for me to learn. And so I said, and my brother's like, just go and start speaking. I'm like, all right. And then one step led to another. And over a few years, I made my way out of my sales job and went full circle, or full time into my business. So it evolved over time. you don't just flip a light switch and starting a business. It takes a little bit of time. But it takes confidence because you were up on stage, showing up at NSA events, embarrassing yourselves and learning with your peers, you know. And so it evolved. So then I'm like, oh, and then I caught the bug. And so I started speaking. I spoke for free, taking all my friends to lunch. I'd sit down on my laptop, Brad, and I'd show them, okay, hey Brad, we've known each other for 5 years. You mind if I give you my keynote right here? So I go do the slides, we're talking about this. And so they would eat, and I would yap, and they would say, you got 8 hours of content and an hour worth of speech.
Were you reading? Were you reading?
No, I was just talking to them, I'm gonna do this, and like, oh, I wouldn't do that, it's too political, or that's a great story. And then one of my first speeches, one of my best friends got married in the Caribbean, or on the Caribbean. It was a cruise, and I said, I had my first paid speech I can share a little bit about was in Albany, New York, and he wanted me to go on this cruise, and I said, look, 2 days after I get back, I got my first professional speech. I said, I don't know if I can do it. And so it was like, look, he was the owner of a software company. He's like, come just, I have a big suite on the ship, I'll bring all my executive friends to do the speech there. So literally, I packed the speech in front of like 12 executives, software leaders. By the way, the guy Rick Stark, whose wedding I went to, literally paid me to speak for his company 5 or 6 years after that. I gave him a discount, he's a good friend of mine, but he's like, no, I'm paying you. And so, once again, then I had 6 hours of content on that 1 hour speech, and I'm talking to peers, not necessarily speakers, but business professionals who say, yeah, you know, this is good or this isn't good. Be careful just sharing your content with just speeches.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're brand new to the speaking world, you bring acumen and experience and life skills that you can go to your frame of reference.
Yeah.
When I speak in town or on the road, I don't care if you're a brand new speaker. If you got life experience, come see me. Tell me what you felt. Tell me what was confusing, what really resonated. It may not always make sense to me. It may not be things that I'll change. It may not be things that you change. But never underestimate the power of feedback from a human being who's going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Right.
Because the clients at the end of the day, they're not necessarily going to be honest and tell you what they really thought. Like one of my old clients who said, look, Waldo, you over-customized for us. You did okay. You didn't do that great. You did okay. You confused our competitors with our clients. You fixed yourself, and you over-customized. It was all about saying, you know, I hired you because I wanted to hear more about your combat stories. That was the focus. And you made it all about your sales experience. That's not what we want. I'm like, I got out of my lane. Right? Be careful over-customizing and diluting your diamond. Right? So I'm like, okay. By the way, that same guy recommended me a year or two later from some other company. And then I got so much business out of that, I called him up and said, hey Tom, why'd you recommend that? I didn't think I need to do. He said, well, he kept in touch with me since I gave you that opportunity for him.
Wow.
Not like another competitor of yours, which I mentioned before, who they hired and never called them back. Staying in touch. It's like, I like you. You stay in touch. You remembered all my birthdays. You stay, I give him phone messages, call him every 6 months. And he said, I wanted to give you another shot.
Huh. Wow.
I saw my own. This was great. Wow. I wanted Tom Lady, VP of Sales of Juniper Networks. If you're on IT space, that's what it was. And I spun so much business off this. I shared this story to some speakers in NSA, but there's a long story to it, but because I'm a relationship guy, and I stayed in touch, and he was honest to be honest enough to embarrass me. And I felt so bad about it. And he's like, I've been watching you. I see your newsletter. I see you get pretty good. And I said, and that next one I killed. In Terrasis Networks, Michael Rivers was the guy who hired me. He went on to other businesses. We stayed in touch as well. Probably got to get back in touch with some of these guys again. I need to stay in touch with my other clients. So, an evolution. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, up and down, and hopefully the trajectory is going here. And I just got inducted in in 2012 or 13, I got inducted in the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And as far as I'm concerned, my career is just starting. Hall of Fame, no one cares. Hall of Fame, New York Times bestseller. You better keep the New York Times bestseller Hall of Fame speech today. Because people are, Mary Kay never brought in a speaker before, an outside speaker.
Wow.
I charged $18,000 for a 25-minute speech, and I negotiated it. I said, I'm gonna do this, and they were cringing. Network marketing companies, and I don't care, this is just between us folks. NSA says don't talk about these, we'll lock it out of the thing. And so I had to negotiate, I had to get more value. And that meeting planner, Catherine, she's like, and the president, or the CEO's right there, and they're looking at me, and they're gonna look at you saying, paid you 10 grand, 20 grand for an hour. My board is expecting results, so we better deliver. Okay? So this is how we command our fee, not demand our fee. And believe me, I've bombed plenty of times, and you will all bomb. Hopefully for little or no fee.
Bomb early and often is
But
what
those
you say.
give you some great stories that lift you up even further.
Right? Because if you're a peak performer like all of us in this room, we hate losing more than when we like winning. I don't want to lose. We're expected. When I was a fighter pilot, I flew in combat. I expect to win because we did the hard work, right? I put in the time, and when I strapped into that jet, when I put on my flight suit, and I do my speech, I expect to win because nobody knows the time and effort that we put in, the sacrifice and sweat. That's how you do good in this business. Showing up, humbling yourself,
Being
learning,
teachable.
investing, being teachable, being that empty vessel. So my point with the whole thing was not to brag to you that I got that, was that I just feel like I'm getting started. I'm like, I gotta get more coaching, I gotta get better. The expectation is set. I'm always on parade, that people are expecting more from me. And so that's the juice, right? And as far as I'm concerned, it's about love and compassion and empathy. I'm entering a new phase, I just turned 50, right? I'm like, oh, I got a 7.5-year-old at home, you know what's important to me? I want love and compassion and empathy, and giving and service and all, just refocusing. I've always been that way, but now I'm more intentional about it. Trying to get into meditation and all that. Right? Right? Everybody meditating in the room?
Yeah.
Right? It's beautiful, great, look at that. So I gotta make that more of a discipline, right? I went to the Georgia Meditation Center and, you know, and met some nice people there. And so what you seek and you shall find, right? Seek and you shall find in your personal life, in your business. Seek, humble yourself, be that empty vessel. And so the point is, as Jim Rohn once said, you know, Jim Rohn, work harder on yourself than you do on the job, right? You know that one, right? Work harder on yourself. So as we're evolving our speech, as we're evolving our branding, our mission statement, our value proposition, think about the wingman looking back at you in the mirror every morning saying, what am I doing to get better, smarter, humbler? Am I showing up? Am I doing the daily disciplines in my health, nutrition, relationships, meditation? And that's that inner core that will expand into your speaking business, and you'll deliver it on the platform. Because you can't give what you don't have. And if you try to give it, you don't have it, it's called bullshit. People smell it pretty quickly. Right? You can't escape it.
That's awesome.
Thank you for allowing me to just be real.
Yeah.
Just with the fee you guys gave me.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
what's interesting is the core message, and I'm writing about it, and I just did a video about it. My real core message that I want to bring out is that personal growth and professional growth are one and the same.
Yes, sir.
The smartest thing you can
Amen.
ever do is invest your focus on your personal growth. You get the benefit in every area. That's really the message that's evolving that I want to.
And everybody-
And alignment is a piece of that.
Right,
It's not the whole
right.
piece.
So I love that you said that, Brad, because I think at the end of the day, that's a universal generic message that impacts us all. So I want you to write this down. This is really important. Sell them what they want, give them what they need.
Yeah.
Sell them what they want. You may have heard that. I crafted that.
Did you
Sell,
really?
yes, sell them what they want. Well, who'd you hear it from?
I heard this back in sales in the 80s. but-
Okay. You may have heard it, but I thought I created it, but that happens.
Well, it was, you
Great
probably
minds.
know you created it.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, just write the shit down, right? Sell them what they want, give them what they need. So when you're marketing, you have to figure out like what they want. What they want is increased sales and profits, but what they really need is that confidence and that courage to take risks. Right. What they really need is to be open communicators and ask for help. You don't see speakers, value propositions or clients saying, Dave, I want you to hire a speaker on asking for help. I want that. We need to ask for help. Well, no, it's not. That's not one of those high-level things, right? But that's probably what most people really need, right?
Yeah.
So make sure your marketing is good, and then give them the love. Give them what they really need. And tell it from your authenticity, which is really important. And hopefully, it will be sticky, unique, powerful enough, needle-moving enough that they'll say, "Wow, that person really helped us," and they're distracted by what they bought you for and why they bought you to. She really delivered. And oh, I had no idea. I love when they had no idea you had that kind of, I had no idea you were that funny. Like, they think fighter pilot, military. I like being funny and silly. I'm the same way in my speeches like the way I am now. I don't drop the shit on that all.
That's just special for us.
It's just for you guys. And by the way, you guys are laughing. And seriously, this is a marketing thing. There's one person perhaps in this room, maybe not, maybe there is, that would say, or maybe right now saying, number one, I don't use foul language ever, I don't care, I kind of lose some all those connections here. And number two, I just don't like his style, he's not connected with me, perfectly fine, I hope that's not happening, but that's okay too. My point is, be a little risky. Be a little risky, not risque. Risky, although that may work. So because you have to be willing to alienate somebody in the room to bring in more to you instead of being neutral and average and safe. Nobody didn't like me. Everybody liked me. But did anybody really love you today? And if they're going to love you, then guess what? Somebody in the room may. She will say, never wasted my time. So for every feedback form that says the best speaker I've ever had, whatever, I guarantee there may be one wingman or wingman in the room that's the worst ever. And that's great. And that's your tribe. That's your team. Those are the ones that you want to focus on. So as you're crafting your content, your value proposition, your humanity, deliver a little bit of that risky guts. And if kimono works for you, or dead bodies on the road, and I want you to think about those dead bodies, because they may not be like that, but we're ruining careers. We're leaving carcasses on the highway, and you're all responsible for it. And guess what? I've done it myself, and I regret it every day. I've ruined people's lives, their lifestyles. So that's what you need to say, right?
Yeah, you got that?
Got it?
You would more want to conclude, because otherwise that could really distract. Is that?
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but if that's what you really want, and I know
Okay,
it's
got
kind of graphic. And that's graphic, folks, and I get it. I want you to think about that. And so I want you to think, and so, the deadbodyspeaker.com is your brand. Joking, but.
She's killing it. It's
They only get hired on Halloween.
So
That's speech.
don't be, and if you're going to take the thing, then just say, I get it, so own it. So anyway, I could go on and on about this. You can tell I love this stuff.
We love hearing it.
And thank you for asking me to be here, and I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, well, I want, stay up there for a second. I just want to say thank you so much for your time and effort and just pouring into us. I mean, guys, you heard how much he charges for a 25-minute speech. How long do you think he talked to us today? So we can pay you.
Can we get a little basket too?
You want a donation basket, right? So I think one of the things that we can absolutely do for you if you are interested is everyone in this audience is a participant in one of your seminars. So we can provide reviews. If you want those on LinkedIn, email, do you have a preference?
Anything LinkedIn would be great. If you write topgunspeaker.com down, Top Gun Speaker, it's something I'm launching here. Look at that. I'm going into sales and branding and marketing. I'm going to have a boot camp, Top Gun Speaker boot camp. I'm connected with a lot of folks, so I'm eventually going to be doing that. I'm a little reticent to launch it, but there's a video on there. The 7 steps to becoming a Top Gun speaker. It's 45 minutes broken down. If you want to sign up for that, you'll get my content on writing and brand development and all that. It's free. If and when I can help you in the future, great. I'm right here in Atlanta. And then maybe just pass the word on when it launches.
What's the website again?
It's topgunspeaker.com. Topgunspeaker.com. And
Hear
I'm,
music playing in the background.
Yeah, right, exactly.
it's kind of like my little brand, because I never charged a penny for speaking or for coaching, ever. But I want to start doing some boot camps and some real stuff like this,
Yeah.
where I'm going really deep, and then we're looking at your video, we're looking at your website, your value proposition, going layers and layers, getting tactical. There's too much theory and philosophy.
Yeah.
I want to go tactical. I want to go like detailed. Show me the steps. This is what you need to change, boom, boom, boom. Now go to work, fix it, and then let's review it, right?
Yep,
Love it.
yep.
And so, and then my email is waldo@yourwingman.com, waldo@yourwingman.com.
Your
If you-
wingman.
Yeah, and if you want to write something up or do a little
Why
video,
you are?
yourwingman.com, yourwingman.com, and then Waldo Waldman, if you Google that, I'm all over, Twitter and social media and all that. And let's stay connected. And by the way, that's my email. If you have a question or something, hey, well, I want to just ask you a quick question on this. You have 5-10 minutes, just email me, call me, we'll set up a time. May Day is the wingman's call to action. So, all right.
Wow.
Great.